Kia ora, and thanks so much for tuning into episode 77 of Access Granted, our weekly Kiwi tech and media podcast. I'm Raj, my background's in film design, media, and making things happen.
And I'm Mike, and my background is explaining stuff, connecting people, and getting things done. And you're here because you're a Kiwi that either works in or has a great passion for tech or media in New Zealand. This week's interview is with Amelia Laundy. So where are the women in tech? Well, to be honest, they are everywhere, as we're proving with our shows. And Amelia Laundy is amongst a number who have taken to coding after deciding that life must offer more. She did a search of the web for how, and discovering there is a plethora of resources for everyone to get involved in the tech industry. So listen up and share her story with your own daughters, nieces and girls in your lives.
Nice.
So here we are. There's only two of us today. It's myself and Amelia in Studio 1, Goldings, of course, free dive. A noisy free dive today, so we're hoping the fancy new recording equipment will handle this. It's Amelia Laundy. It's laundry without the R. Via Dev Academy into many adventures. Now, Amelia, before we start, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Many things. I'm going to go not down the typical technical, I love code, it makes me happy route. Sailing makes me happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, being out on the water, being free, yeah.
Oh, wow. So, solo sailing or in big yachts with lots of other people?
I prefer dinghy sailing. Where I grew up in England, I have my own dinghy boat, and that's why I came to New Zealand.
For the sailing?
To teach sailing.
Oh, really?
But that obviously didn't happen.
Yes. So, how long have you been in New Zealand?
4 years, yeah.
And you came... Oh, you have to sail here, didn't you? Did you sail here?
No, definitely not.
That would be so cool.
No, I was on a plane from Chile.
And then you came here to teach, and when you say here, you mean Wellington here?
I arrived in Auckland originally, and yeah, no one pays you to teach sailing in New Zealand because everyone knows how to sail.
I'll go to where everyone knows how to sail and try and teach it. I have to learn it somehow, don't I? I'm not from here, I'm from Wales as well. And then, I was reading your blog entry today about that, it all went to poo, that's not working. And then Dev Academy arrived in your life?
Yeah.
Or coding?
Yeah, out of the blue.
How?
My background's hospitality, so I was waitressing, and I decided to go home to England for a few months. Quit my job, sold all my stuff, and was at home going, okay, what am I going to do? And you know those career internet websites where you can type in what you like, and it gives you back suggested career paths?
Yeah.
And most of them were university paths. And then some of them were like, oh, web design, web development. I didn't really know what it was. And I just Googled, and eventually Dev Academy came up.
So you were here.
I was in England.
You were in England, and Dev Academy came up. The wider concept of Dev Academy, not...
Oh, no, it was their press release from December, and this was about March, I think.
Oh, okay.
A couple of
So
years
you're
ago.
in England. You see this thing for a Wellington...
And I already lived in Wellington, though, at this point.
Yeah. So you were coming back anyway?
Yes, I was coming back, yes.
Yes.
But I didn't know what to do, so yeah.
And did you knew nothing about it?
I knew nothing. I went on Code Academy online and did some Ruby. And was like, yep, I love this. This is what I want to do. So I gave them a deposit, came back to New Zealand and was like, hey, are you guys real? Because I've given you some money and...
Are you real?
Yeah.
And then went into it. So what is it about it when you say you loved it? What? Because that's as far from sailing as I can imagine.
Yes, it is. I never kind of thought myself working in an office all day, every day. I love maths. That's my real passion from, I guess, high school time. That was the one thing that I put any effort into, probably. And yeah, it was finally a chance to use my brain again in the same way. Whereas waitressing, I just felt that my brain was just slowly melting.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to stimulate the brain in that way. And this, like I would Skype back home, my mum was like, oh my god, you're like glowing and like your eyes are alight. You love this. Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Just by chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from that, can you remember the website that said web design? What the fuck is web design?
I don't know, probably those government career ones or something.
Good God.
You know, like when you type in, they ask you lots of questions.
Yeah.
And most of it was engineering. And I was like, I don't want to go to uni and be like 28 when I graduate.
with a massive debt.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Dev Academy, paid for itself.
Came back, did it for, how long is the Dev Academy course, or how long was it when you did it?
So it's 18 weeks in total. So I came back and did a quick waitressing job again just to save up the money. 9 weeks of phase 0, which is at home, about 20 hours a week. Mm-hmm. So I did that on top of about 50 hours a week working.
Wow.
And then started phase 1, which is, I was there 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for 9 weeks.
And what was it like day one when you actually went, oh my god, I'm actually going to do this? Or by then you'd sort of got into it? Or?
By then, because you've had 9 weeks to make sure that you're all 12 of us were around the same level.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, well, this is code. It was like, oh, this is the stuff we've been doing.
Yeah.
But now there's actually a person in front of me who I can ask and I can talk to, and I don't get stuck for 3 hours Googling. Yeah.
The things I don't really know what I'm thinking, but I know it's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And when was this?
So I graduated the beginning of last October.
Oh, it's like pretty soon. It's pretty recent, I should say, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then straight into a job?
Yes.
I saw Hoist in there somewhere. I couldn't work out whether that was a job that you got.
Yeah. So I interviewed. I ended up with about 4 offers in 2 or 3 weeks after graduating. And Hoist is a small startup, and they offered me a job, and I thought, well, I can't turn that down. You know, no one else was that size, and they specialise in APIs, which I really love.
Ah, okay.
And so took a leap of faith and jumped on board with that.
So we had Owen, both the Owens actually, when
Yeah.
both the Owens were
Yeah.
working there. I've been on the show.
Yeah. They're great. Yeah.
It is. And very
So
cool.
that was.
And what was that like then? This is it. This is me forever now.
Yeah, no, that was pretty scary, being thrown into the real world and real code and real databases, which you have to look after.
Yes.
Came close a few times. And working in a different language to what I learned at Dev Academy.
So you learned at Dev Academy.
So I studied Ruby at Dev Academy.
Yeah.
And then Hoist is all Node, so just JavaScript. I never done back-end JavaScript before, so...
How does that work? Is it, you've got a day, catch up?
He gave me a wee test, I guess, to do before he gave me the job, to see if I could code in Node, basically.
That's quite bizarre. Is it so different? Is it very different? Is it like, I've learned it in Japanese and now I'm going to get a job in Brazilian? Spanish or Brazilian?
I think most languages that I've used anyway, for me, it's like trying to speak a different accent rather than a different language.
Yeah.
Like if I tried to speak in your accent, it would be quite hard for a while, but I'd understand it, I'd know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I might have to Google a little bit,
Yeah.
That's the closest synonym I can come up with.
That's a very good description. I was talking to Kate. You know Kate Henderson, by any chance?
I know the name.
Yeah. She kind of at Miramar and does a lot of those sort of things, and is a uni student at
She was Summer of Tech, yes.
Yes, Summer Tech, that's correct.
I do know her.
And one of the things that she said that computing languages are counted as a language if you want to go and do an English degree or something. It's actually, it's like you've learned French.
Didn't know
Isn't
that.
that amazing? Yeah, so I was wondering,
Wow.
if you had 2 of them, like Ruby and Node, does that mean you have 2 languages, like French and Spanish? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's just incredible that they go, yeah, that's a language.
Yeah,
Which is a bit bizarre because it's English, but...
it is. But I guess you could write it in Spanish just as easily. It doesn't matter what you've written it in.
I've never seen any code that's not English.
You can go to a Spanish website and inspect Element, and you'll see the variables which are in Spanish.
Yeah, but the code behind it, though, is still standard.
I
It
guess.
has to be because the browser has to go.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this otherwise?
Yeah.
Not what head would be. What's head in Spanish? No idea.
Latte.
Yeah. Open bracket latte, yeah. Remember that. And then, so you were there. It sounds so fast.
Yeah.
Literally, Google playing.
Google Playing Job was March to November.
Well, and through new course, November.
Yeah, and Dev Academy was during that time.
Yeah. Do you look back at that person back then? I'm pointing backwards, obviously. No one can see this. And think, what would she have said? if she could now look at you and go, oh,
Like a
hi.
disbelief, I think. I go actually to Miramar to Scorching Bay Cafe, Scorchorama, and I used to live above there, so I quite often go in and I know some of the waitresses and waiters. And I went in a little while ago, I've not been in for ages, and they were like, hey, how's it going? Are you living around here still? Do you still work in Miramar? And I was like, oh, no, I actually, I'm a web developer and I work at TradeMe. And they're like, what? Yeah. So I think I probably would have had the same reaction if you'd have told me this
That is so
like a year or two
fantastic.
ago.
Yeah. And do you think that's something that you just found easy and you did it? God, did you find it easy?
I guess so, yeah. It came naturally to me. It wasn't like an uphill struggle.
Yeah.
Like, I loved being at Dev Academy. Like, if I could have been there 20 hours a day, I would have. But,
Wow.
yeah.
So the passion was there.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Most
And they just
definitely.
went, and then it came.
Yeah.
What am I trying to ask? I'm trying to ask, what you've done is almost like the rock star, what everyone hopes that will happen with young kids, particularly women, that will happen when coding happens at school, and the explosion of. But I'm trying to think, is that true? Is that, or are you different and special? Do you have mates that would go, oh, I can do that now, I've seen you do it, I'll do that? Or are you still or are you seen as out on the limb somewhere?
I think it's a bit of both. Some of my friends, I guess, quite similar to some of my friends who are like, oh, travelling, that sounds awful, even though you tell me amazing stories, I would hate to do it because I don't like bugs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whereas...
Let's see what we did there.
Whereas some friends go, oh, I was a bit worried, but when you said that you went to South America and you said it was great, then I would probably go. So I think if you're already inclined that way, I've got a friend, which has nothing to do with tech and she's not that interested in it. And, she's like, wow, that's great that you do it, but not for me.
Yeah.
And doesn't really understand it and just thinks I live in like a black box. But there's definitely a lot of people that I've met, even at parties, like, what do you do? And then, of course, people are interested about how you did it, and then I tell my story, and then they're like, but they want to know more, and they're really interested. I've had a couple of people contact Dev Academy.
Oh, really?
Like, through just talking about it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So having done it is a little bit of a exposure for others to go, oh,
Yeah.
I did it, you could do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially when I say I knew nothing. I did 6 years of hospitality. I didn't know what anything was. Yeah, I think that's definitely a factor in people going, well, I could do it.
Yeah, very cool. So you're not at Hoist now?
No, I was on a 3-month internship with them.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So that finished up in February, I think. Yeah.
Oh, was that summer tech? Or was that something separate?
No, not really. But
Not
I guess it coincided with it, and Owen helps to run Summer of Tech, so I got
course
to
he
go
does,
along to some of
yes.
those.
Yeah.
Yes, so I went back to Dev Academy and started teaching there as a member of staff rather than a student.
Yeah.
Which was, it was really awesome to see the other side of it, especially coming from a student's point of view.
Yes.
Because although the teachers there are amazing, but they've not done the course and they've not done the curriculum. And so although they know the answers and they can help you, it's quite different when you're the student and you're like, oh yeah, that one was really difficult and I remember why. So you're looking out for when they get so stuck that you know it's a really difficult one, so you might point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Whereas someone who's not done that exercise before wouldn't think of that. So yeah, it was a really cool experience.
And was that something that you wanted to do, or did they ask you to come back?
A bit of both. No, I mean they offered me to come back. Yeah.
That is such a good thing to do.
Yeah. Because some people are a bit like, oh, you've only, you did a 9-week course and then you coded for 3 months and then you're teaching people. Which is true. Obviously, it was a limit of your knowledge. But the first week of the 9 weeks, you know back to front now. You know inside out all of it.
Yeah.
And then as you go through, you're remembering it and you've worked on it. And it's amazing how fast you do learn once you're out in the wild.
Wild of Hoist.
And it's not just ex-students teaching, of course. So you've got the more senior members of staff as backup. When someone asks you a question, you're like, I honestly don't know.
I have no clue about that.
Yeah.
And you did that for one program? Is it program? Course?
Cohort, they call them. And they're overlapping at that time. So I just did 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 months, because during those 2 months, TradeMe approached me wanting me to come work for them. I'd already interviewed with them.
I was going to say, how did they discover this? Randomly picking people.
Whilst I was going through the interview process for Hoist, I'd interviewed at various companies, including
you said yes.
one interview at TradeMe. Yeah. And yeah, I think my old tutor mentioned to them that I was looking for a job. And yeah, that coincided pretty well. And it was a hard decision. I think because my heart was like, Dev Academy, like I love the people here, and it's a very different environment. You know, it's all, there's no hierarchy, it's all a flat system. No one's in charge of each other. Open salary system. So you can set your own salary, but it has to be open so that everyone else can see what you want, and then you then have discussions if you're not happy with what you're on or what someone else is on. So yeah, going from that was...
Wow, what, I didn't know that. And I presume that's the Inspire or influence for one of the players?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't comment on what it's like now. Definitely, they were starting out doing that back in February. I would assume they're still on that model.
Back to Amelia in a minute as we thank our sponsor Capiche Design, a design agency currently growing and morphing, so watch that space.
And we have our Christmas party this Friday, 4th of December. For those that have registered, can't wait to get there and see you down there. Now back to Amelia for the rest of her story.
So do you approach that with a, right, I'm going to go for a job, this is the job, yeah, sweet, I want to do that, and you want me to do that, great, right, I want $1 million, no, 50,000, or do you, how does that process work?
Setting the salaries?
Yeah, it's not a negotiation, I suppose, is it?
Well, so I was there at the very beginning when we did this, and from what I remember, everyone put down their salaries, and I guess you could do however you wanted to judge what you should be paid. You put it down as that. And then everyone could anonymously, or not anonymously, make some kind of yes, no, and a reason why. And then we sit around in a circle and we go through everyone's. And we go through any comments about it. Maybe they think you should be paid more, maybe you should be paid less. And the person, if they want to, can speak up who made the comment. And you can also say how you feel about the comments you've read. And then change your salary accordingly. Or not. But obviously, if you can't agree, then it gets escalated to someone else and they try and talk it out. So I think different people do it on different things, and there was a few conversations around like, what is this based on? Because comparing two people within the company compared to one of you outside of the company to a different industry, you know, everyone's got different ideas. But yeah, it was really interesting.
That's fascinating because it's all about that self-worth. You know, what do I think I'm worth to the company? And
but also industry rates outside, so like what you could be employed for elsewhere.
Yes.
If another company could snap you up really easily for 20k more, then maybe that should be reflected, maybe it shouldn't, because,
Maybe TradeMe won't call, but they did. And then TradeMe.
Yes.
So obviously this is the part where we tell all the dirt and all the stuff about TradeMe.
I've been sworn to secrecy.
There's no secrets. There's just us 2 and 3 listeners. We're fine. TradeMe, what part of TradeMe are you in?
So I work on the main part of TradeMe as opposed to the satellite companies.
Oh, okay.
Like Find Someone, Holiday Houses, and I work in the API team.
The external API bit, or the bits that
external. So we provide all the data for the apps, which are built in-house. We've got an iOS and an Android app. We've got the property app as well.
Yes.
And a jobs app. Yes.
Oh, it's a jobs app now. Oh. I only knew about the property one because my wife just used it to buy a house.
Oh, there we go.
Very happy girl.
So we provide, they're our main consumers, and then we provide it to external third API.
It's more of a business decision than a more technical one, but is that an open API that anyone can use? Or is there a...
So we actually have an application process, so anyone can apply, but we manually, me and my team, will read the emails that come in.
Oh, I see.
And see what it is that you want to do with our API. Who are you? Have you got a history of something on your account with TradeMe? Do we want you doing that thing that you're doing? Is it with our values, our business rules? Is it going to benefit our customers? And then, if all the boxes are ticked and whichever business area, say motors, if it's a motors app, and they're okay with it, then we give you access. So it's not just open.
But there's no cost?
No,
there's a hurdle to get through, but once you've got it,
there's obviously rate limits as well. So
yes. So, so technically, there's some things like, no, you can't suck down the whole damn database every 3 seconds. No, thank you very much. But there's no cost, as in monetary, dollar.
No. So if you adhere to the terms and conditions and we're happy with what you intend to do, then there's nothing to stop you.
And so the gov hacks, and we met, although we don't remember.
Yes.
Oh, you do.
Yes.
The gov hack would a gov hack, and this is me trying to work out for those that are listening, you're going, I didn't know that. There's a TradeMe API that I can apply or use. So the gov hack is very much that at one end of it, which is give us everything. It's all free. We're the open source community. Damn you right, sir. All the way down to I'm on the other continuum, which is I'm a business and I want to use this thing to make lots of money.
Yeah.
So GovHack or hackathons that are at one end. Would they fit in if I said, right, we want to use the TradeMe API for stuff, for a weekend, for a thing? Would that fit at all, or would that be it's a handle? And I'm not applying here.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of that, but it's sort of indicative. Is that that would fit? Is that?
Yeah, it's quite possible. Obviously, not wanting to speak on behalf of
pre-apply and tick it down,
and obviously say that you can.
Yeah.
But there's nothing against our terms and conditions that you'd be doing. I would suggest probably emailing us, and we can forward it on to the people who have the business concerns around that.
Yeah.
We can always give temporary access. That kind of thing. There's nothing to stop us revoking your access at any time if we want to.
Absolutely.
Obviously, according to our terms and conditions.
Yeah.
But I think if you're really interested in doing that. The only problem, of course, if you don't contact us prior and it's the weekend, I'm actually the one who reads the emails. So I won't read them until Monday, and then obviously you won't have received access.
Could I have access tomorrow on Saturday? It's like, well, too late.
But for GovHack, we've actually got a sandbox environment, which is automatically approved and everything. So probably for a hackathon, it might be easier to use that, and then if someone intends to go on and actually productionize it, then apply for it.
So, and can anyone get that? It's just there. It's not an application. You can just go.
It's tmsandbox.co.nz.
Yeah, and if someone goes, I'm not sure if I actually want it. I just want to give it a whirl.
Exactly, and that's completely. We don't approve any applications that go straight through, and it's just that blank TradeMe copy.
Yeah. And then you can go through the process and go, I want to make my gazillions out of this for some reason. What's the weirdest thing that's ever you go, why do they want that? And they've convinced you and gone, if you can answer that question, what's the more general stuff? Where would I see TradeMe appearing when I go, I didn't know that was TradeMe? Is that possible?
I would put a funny one.
And you can think about it, that's right, because we've got and ah.
Okay.
And Raj can edit out the ums and ahs, so that's okay.
A funny one, I guess, not wanting to disclose too much information, was someone had emailed us asking for a PHP copy of TradeMe.
Okay.
That they wanted to buy. Yeah.
Oh, can I have the system, please?
I was like, well, we don't have any PHP developers and we're not going to sell TradeMe, but...
Well, you would for the right offer. It's just like, it's a couple of billion. If you've got the money, mate, make us an offer and see how it goes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know until you ask, do you? Who knows?
And what was your other question?
It was more around where does TradeMe appear that I probably wouldn't know about it. It's a little bit like Google Maps. It's sort of everywhere, and it's underlying a lot of stuff. Is TradeMe in that?
Without looking at all of our consumers...
Is there a lot?
1 to 2,000.
Wow.
Not necessarily active.
Yeah.
But...
People who you've gone, or someone's gone, you can do your thing.
Yeah, or they might not have ever been approved, but that's like the number of people who wanted to gain access. Yeah, quite a number. The people that I talk with mostly, I talk with the customers, is actually people that list stuff to TradeMe rather than somewhere that you'd go and not realise TradeMe was behind it. So it's like the other way around. So we've got third-party listing.
So they're pushing
companies.
things in?
Yes. So there's us, the third party, and then their customer, and their customer is the one selling an item.
Yeah.
Or hundreds of items, probably, to make it worthwhile. And, they can be places you've never heard of.
Yeah. And not to be fair.
Yeah.
I never thought. Of course, I'm always thinking coming out of TradeMe.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there are some places which can show their listings on their page, or we've got just Joe Blogs who wants to make it easy when someone buys something to print a label.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Get an email when someone bids on his item.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones that I speak to the most are actually people listing on TradeMe rather than already listed and then pulling it off.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Are you coding? Right? You say a team. Are you're hands deep in the code of the APIs?
Yeah.
What's that like with the scale of TradeMe in New Zealand when you go roll out new thing? I know you're.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I've not done anything horrendous yet. So I've not really had that whole, oh gosh, I'm going to have to come in at 8 in the morning and fix something.
Bring it back. I'm not saying does that happen.
But
It's not a TradeMe question. It's like everyone makes mistakes. Of course, it will happen
Yes.
at some point. Google did it.
yeah.
Everyone has that moment where you go, okay, we're rolling that back. Sorry,
Yeah.
everyone.
No, I think being in the industry for a while now, I've realised the customers are pretty brutal. It doesn't matter whether it's TradeMe's customers, Voice customers, or even some place I've never worked for's customers. If you can't do something, even as a developer, I'm using someone's website, and I'm like, oh, damn, this is annoying, or this is crap, or what bad UX, who designed this UX? So I'm really more aware that, and they're pretty unforgiving, people who are not technically minded, who don't know I guess how much time some things
What
take.
it takes, yeah.
Because, sometimes you look at a piece of code or a functionality that you want to implement, and you're like, oh, it won't take that long. And then you get into it, and you're like, oh man, this is going to take a week or two, rather than 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard to tell people who don't know code that that's the case. I guess kind of like building houses, they're always late, and people are always annoyed at it. And the builders will be the same. They're like, oh, but you don't understand that it takes time. So I think it's the same when you break stuff. Like, customers will go to Google and it's down, or Amazon will break and all of their hosted services are down. And that affects so many websites. But you're just like, it doesn't work. And that immediately means it's crap.
Yeah, I see.
Well, it's crap, but you've
reputational-
immediately got this annoyance. Someone's not like, oh, poor Amazon, or poor whoever it is. They're like, that's bad, that's their fault, they should have done something better to not let that happen. Whereas now being on the other side, I'm like, it is going to happen. We're only human. Even if 2 or 3 people review it and it gets tested.
They're all humans.
Exactly. Things still go through.
Yeah.
So
what's it like when you go, new thing goes, or is it another one, whatever?
Yeah, we deploy really frequently at TradeMe, twice a day, so it's not like it's a big build-up.
Yeah.
Whereas I think some places, it's once a week, or they wait up until they've got enough things to deploy.
Yeah.
So, I can deploy 3 or 4 times in a week, or I might deploy not for 2 weeks. So it's not really like a big fanfare.
Yeah.
And I guess it's being comfortable with what it is that you've edited or added. But no, there has been a few times where I'm like, if this was to break, it would be really bad.
The phone would ring.
Yes.
The back phone would go. Well, it's going, as you say, it's going to go at some point.
Yeah, but I think most people in the industry in general, well, I'd like to think they are, lacking in a blame culture. Because a blame culture is no good. Just because, you broke it, it's all your fault, you're rubbish. All that makes you feel like crap, and you don't want to not ever code again, but, you're less likely to feel good about coding. Whereas if everyone just goes, we have a problem, we as X company have something that's broken, we can fix it, then it takes the pressure off it.
It's a very different attitude. Yeah. Cool. Does that come from an spiral way of looking at things?
That's actually a TradeMe thing, yeah.
It's a TradeMe
no
as well?
blame culture, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome because that was also, forgot to mention, that's a C# role. So I went Ruby to Node and then ended up doing .NET, mainly C#. And so, yeah, my brain was twisted for the first 2 weeks. I was like, what is this? And because it's strongly typed, which is very different to Ruby and Node, I was like, oh my. I was saying this morning actually to someone, yeah, the first 2 weeks are a blur. And that's really awesome to know that there's no blame culture when you're in that position where you're like, I don't know anything, but I know enough to do stuff, and you are deploying things.
Yeah.
Because that would be the worst thing to happen. Is, you break something.
You didn't even know that it was you that broke it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, did I? Probably. I don't know. I'd love to know. Please tell me if it was me. Yeah. And then here you are. Very quickly, here you are. Sorry, was it 3 or 4 languages later?
Ruby, Node, C#. I'm doing some VB as well. Not too much though. Yeah.
So
SQL, if that's a language. My DBA won't be happy.
Structured query language.
There we go.
So I suspect it is. 4 languages for counting later in such a short time. Where's it going to go?
I have
Where
no
are you
idea.
gonna go, I should say?
I have no idea. I'm really happy just learning stuff at the moment and staying put on one language. I mean, I've been TradeMe 7 months now, so the longest I've ever been in one language, and I can feel it showing. I feel more comfortable, and I know what it's about. I've still heaps to learn, but I've got so many people around me that I can learn from and teach me things. And so many different areas that I can focus on. There's always something, someone's like, oh, there's a bug in this area. And I'm like, oh, I've never been in there. What's in there? And you learn something else about, So, I think at the moment I just really want to focus on...
Just getting solid in a few things.
Yeah. I mean, it would be, ultimately, what would be amazing would be to be able to travel and do remote work, paid in American dollars. Lie in a hammock all day. No.
Well, why not?
But yeah, I know a fair few people that do remote work. And you can either travel doing the remote work or you do, short-term contracts.
Yeah.
Go away.
So it's totally opened up the world for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love traveling. That's what I was doing for 6 years, 5 years maybe. Yeah. So now I can not do waitressing for minimum wage and travel.
Yeah.
And get paid a lot more.
And go to somewhere where they don't know how to sell but would love to know.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
And then I got a waterproof cover for my Mac.
Yeah? Awesome.
And I'll just shout instructions and code away.
The API goes down, you go, I was busy on the water, wasn't me.
No signal.
What can I do? Very cool. Amelia, thank you so much. Where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you?
I am on Twitter.
Yep.
Amelia Laundy, laundry without the R. And if you want to check out my blog, which I've got 2 blogs. One is called Phase 0 during Dev Academy, which is the first 9 weeks at home. And the second blog is from Phase 1, so that's on site at Dev Academy. Over the last probably year, I've kept it up a little bit.
Awesome.
But it's every week during Dev Academy I blog.
So if people want to know what it's like...
So I've got amelialaundy.github.com, I think, and amelialaundy.tumblr.com.
Okay. Awesome.
GitHub being the first one, Tumblr being the more recent one.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Amelia.
Awesome. Thank you very much, man.
Well, that was pretty cool with Amelia. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see the transitions between the different parts of her life, her digital life. Became a student and then became the teacher. It's quite interesting. And so, we look forward to seeing more on her blog, which is awesome. Right, find us on the social networks. Look for the podcast on Twitter at AccessGrantedNZ or on Facebook. Best way to chat with us is to use Twitter. Mike is on
At Miramar Mike.
And I'm on at NZRaj. And please rate us on iTunes or leave us a comment on our website posts. Thanks for your time and see you next Tuesday for the Kiwi Tech people sharing their stories.
Ka kite anō.